Welcome to Trash Talk. Nice timing. I'm Lane.
I'm D.
And you're the audience. No Chase. Fuck him. We don't need him. Here we go. What's going on, Derrick? How you been?
I'm looking forward to summer. I've bought a house, and I'm looking forward to moving in and getting out of my parents' basement.
Are you, just so we make this clear, you're not 22 or like 19?
No, I'm a 34-year-old man, soon to be 35, living with his parents for the first time since the age of 17.
Nice. And it feels good, right?
Divorce feels great.
Quite jealous. Not of the divorce, but of buying your own house.
Yes.
And everything.
I'm appreciative of having a place to live for a few months while I look for my own place, but I'm definitely ready to be back on my own.
What do you think is going to be the first thing you do when you get your own house? Like, movers are gone, your place is set up.
Take a shit.
Just take a shit?
Yeah.
Just get naked immediately?
I've never been much of one to walk around naked by myself, but I'll probably take a shit.
Just like in the middle of the house?
No, I mean, I'll christen a toilet and mark it as my own. Be a king of my throne.
For sure. Isn't that weird buying a place without shitting there first?
That's the fun part. You never know what you're going to get.
All right. You don't know what kind of mud you're going to create. Well, that's good. I'm glad for you. Welcome to Trash Talk. You go ahead and write your questions and comments to trashtalkomaha@gmail.com. I feel like we haven't said that to people in a while. You can obviously find us on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. Subscribe. Fucking like our channel.
And if you don't, fuck you. We don't want you anyways.
Exactly. That's what happens at Trash Talk.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to get into right away?
Well, what's been on my mind is mushrooms.
That's unproven.
Mushrooms on Mars.
Oh.
Little M&M.
Also unproven.
Yeah, but it's intriguing, especially with what's come out from the government recently, admitting to what they call UAPs, but UFOs. And then shortly thereafter, they're leaking out that there might be mushrooms growing on Mars. Come on now. It can't be coincidence.
So, wait a second. Are mushrooms flying UFOs? Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
I heard there's a couple fun guys out there flying some UFOs.
No, it's just fungi, not a couple.
Fungi.
Yeah, then it would be fungi.
Feng shui.
Fungus.
Fungus among us.
Among us.
And they're probing you.
I mean, it's very likely panspermia has like almost been proven, right? That we've gotten rocks from
I wouldn't
Mars.
say it's been proven. There has been is it amino acids? The right protein chains have been found on space debris.
Meteorites and asteroids and stuff.
Yeah, comets especially.
Well, and
they're interstellar.
They think they found actual singular or multicellular organisms on asteroids and meteorites, I believe.
From Mars, they looked like
not from Mars,
bacteria. That was the big one in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. Bacteria was the correct term. So, I mean, anyway, even if it is just single cell, little things living on Mars.
Life finds a way.
There's life on Mars, right?
And supposedly what they found here on Mars, what was this release? And just a few days ago, May 18th, something like that. Not more than a few days ago, but
the pictures?
early May of 2021. Yeah, there was some pictures published that are true pictures from NASA that some people are claiming show mushrooms growing on Mars. Although I should preface that the wider scientific community, not all scientists, but the wider community, says that proves nothing, and it could just be rocks. But the story goes on to say, though, that supposedly what happened is these photographs are not just photographed from the rover, but also from like the orbiting satellites that can get really good close-ups even of the surface.
Yeah,
because they have such a thin atmosphere on Mars. On the tracks, it looked like they ran over with the rover mushrooms, and then the rover went back to its original tracks, and it appeared like they had grown back.
Changed.
Yeah. So they had ran over a patch of mushrooms,
released the
destroyed
spores,
them, came back, and they were growing back again.
That's fascinating. I mean, mushrooms are like a weird life form where they're not animal or plant cells.
No.
They are their own fungus cell, right?
Yeah, it's, kind of it's like a virus.
They're closer to animal cells than plant cells.
I don't know enough about that, but
it is true. They think that actually all life evolved from fungus.
They say the fungus too might be the largest living organism because the filaments of the fungus underground will spread throughout the entire forest.
That's not
and on top of that, it's kind of like Avatar the movie. You know how they could like tap into the whole
Pangea.
The fungus, they say, like
Gaia.
actually brings in animal and plants and connects them because like you can eat it. It's connected to plants, lives off plants. You know, it rots everything. It's like this whole glue that holds all this stuff together.
Ecosphere.
And on top of that, some people even argue that our intelligence came from ancient chimpanzees or some sort of primate eating them.
Eating the fungus.
And giving higher consciousness.
It expanding our mind, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's getting into the stoned ape theory.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I think mushrooms can definitely be obviously growing anywhere on planet Earth, not underwater or, I don't know, who knows. But anyway, they can obviously be living in the universe too. They could be, it is proven that the largest organism is a mushroom. That is a fact. That's not a might. That is
well,
very
not like
true.
a single large mushroom, but the filaments all grow together.
Yeah.
Like an ant colony. It's underground.
Exactly. A big colony of the mushroom. It's out in Oregon. It's huge.
Yeah.
But what if the universe is a mushroom?
I'd eat it.
Yeah.
And then I'd dig it.
Could be spores just out there floating through the space.
Snort it.
Waiting for... yeah.
Give me that higher consciousness, baby.
Space mushrooms, dude.
Mushrooms in space.
I'd try them, especially on some pizza, you know?
Hell yeah.
All right. Do you think they're slimy or do you think they're like...
Don't get them wet.
I don't know.
Dry them out a little bit, slice it up.
Yeah, I like my mushrooms to at least be like ripe.
All I know is this, is that Cherney, despite being a fuckwad, is a real fun guy on mushrooms.
Yeah, I'm just a fun guy in general. Oh, so mushrooms in space to tigers loose in Houston.
And Florida this week, not just in Houston.
Yeah, I haven't heard about the Florida one.
It's a single one in Florida. They found a tiger roaming a neighborhood or something, and they were able to trace it back to some guy that apparently just like, I had it and I just didn't want it anymore. I don't know where he released it, but it found its way into a neighborhood.
He released it into the wild in Florida.
Probably in the wild, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So the one in Houston, some guy just like saw it and tried to like tame it or whatever.
Saw a tiger and tried to tame it?
No, he didn't try to tame it, but he was trying to stop it, essentially. Here, I got this video pulled up.
That's a pretty big tiger.
He's just like, no, sir. No, sir.
Oh, he's got a gun pointed at, of course, they're in Texas.
He's an undercover, or not undercover, but he was off-duty officer. Dude, he's got really close to it, though, for a second.
Oh,
there,
shit, yeah. It's just steps away from him.
Yeah, I mean, especially they can jump.
Did he kill it?
No. It's still there. It gets like a little spooked from him or something. I don't know. The officer's like yelling at people.
Should have fired the bullet in the air or something,
I mean, he honestly might have. Whoever's filming it was a fucking idiot, but...
Well, I didn't hear a fire go, but... Well, I'm sure the guy's scared of the tiger could charge him. It's right outside his door.
Yeah. Get the fuck back inside. So, I wouldn't fuck with the tigers roaming through neighborhoods.
No.
Do you think there's any...
But people in Texas that have guns, they fuck with a lot of shit.
They're used to it.
With tigers, or just like, oh, I can pull my gun out?
Yeah, they're just waiting for something to use their gun for.
Yeah, I would agree.
Better a tiger than like, a minority.
I don't know. Tigers are endangered.
Not in America.
Well, okay, I should walk that back. If you said a person in general, given the proper context, I'd favor the tiger.
But being more dangerous?
No, like that I would rather have the tiger live.
That's fucked up.
I don't know. Tigers are endangered. There's enough people in the world. We're encroaching on their territory. And now we're domesticating them and allowing them to walk around neighborhoods, and we got to put them down? That's our problem we created.
Yeah, but
I'm not advocating killing people.
It's our problem that this tiger's in Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, there's more tigers in Texas than in the wild.
Yep, that is a true fact.
Just in Texas.
I looked it up to see if it was still true. It still is.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we talked about that, I think, like 2 years ago when we started this podcast.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's about to be illegal
To own a tiger?
to have a privately owned tiger.
What does that mean? Private? Oh, you can still have it at a zoo.
You can have it in a zoo or
Yeah.
wildlife refugee.
Yeah.
Because there's so many of them right now. Obviously, they have to like collect them or whatever. But this one, some guy just like,
Is this be a federal mandate?
yeah, I would assume so.
I wonder if
Because,
that's federal or some state doing that.
well, let's check it out. But obviously, they just raided the Tiger King and his old estate or whatever.
Yeah, So the people that were helping him run the compound, a couple of them took it over, right?
Jeffrey
After-
and Lauren Lowe. And this was in the documentary. They essentially stole it from Joe Exotic.
After he went to jail.
Framed him for Carol Baskin's murder and took over his big cat.
So I haven't watched it yet because everybody.
It's a good show.
Anytime I try to watch it, the people I live with are like, "Why?"
It's sad, but it's worth it. It's just for watching it.
I watched one episode so far, the first one. And I'm interested.
It's
I
only
wanna
like
watch more.
6, man. It was like a year ago. It was all the rage.
I know, and I only watched the first episode back this past February, maybe even March.
Do it.
Do it.
Finish it.
I'm
So
gonna execute order 59,
66.
66,
What about 59? It was 68 cats.
68.
68 protected cats. 15 lion tiger hybrids.
Liger.
Yeah.
They're huge.
I always just wonder.
Those like 900-pound felines.
Yeah.
Sterile.
They're the bigger ones too, more dangerous. Especially because you don't know what they're going to do. They're a hybrid, you know. They're like, I'm not natural.
Kill me.
But what if like a tiger, even a Siberian, like white tiger, got out and mated with a mountain lion, and we had like wild tiger mountain lion cubs roaming the U.S.
Well, that's assuming that their offspring can continue to reproduce.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, if they can produce, or if they can reproduce with one mountain lion,
Hey,
they would be able to produce.
I only
with
have one
another
thing to
mountain lion.
say. Life finds a way.
Life finds a way. Yeah, I mean, this isn't fungus that we're talking about, Derek. These are actual big cats.
Yeah.
Killers on the loose.
I mean, if they find their way out into a farming community, and we already hear our buddy Jared talk about
Like goats getting taken, or
well,
there's mountain
yeah,
lions.
he's seen a mountain lion, hasn't he?
For
He talked
sure.
about that.
Yeah, dude.
And
There's
they're not even mountain lions. Right? They call them a puma at that point when you're out in the plains.
no, they're mountain lions.
They're lions. They're not in a mountain. So I think they call it a puma at that point.
I mean, you could call it a puma. It's a mountain lion.
It's a lion.
Yeah, it's a cougar. It's a
I ain't
puma.
lying about the lions.
It's a fucking prairie lion, if you want to call it that.
Prairie beast.
I mean, there's still like hills. Yeah, a beast for sure, though.
It'll bite you. Well,
But
probably
how
claw you
terrifying
first.
would that be? Would they have like?
Oh, dude, a cat? I've had my own cats go insane before, and that is scary enough.
and fight.
Something that's like hundreds of pounds? Good fucking lord. Cats are vicious.
Yeah, for sure. Cats will survive if
Hell,
humans
dude,
disappear.
even if
They'll
you
eat your
were to
eyes.
like get fucked up by a cat and survive, you ain't probably surviving for long because their saliva is packed with all. Like, basically, it's poisonous.
What? They're like Komodo dragons?
Kinda. Yeah. My you know Bast, or the old cat we had.
I know the bastard.
Yeah, he's gotten bit twice by other cats, and immediately he'll get an infection because you get a huge abscess with pus and shit.
Well, that's cats. I don't think humans get that. Like I've had cats.
No,
bite
that's
me.
actually one of the number one causes of vets needing hospital visits. Is bites from cats that get infected because it happens so fast. They got so much bacteria in
and
their
I
mouths.
guess they maybe get deeper than like a normal cat playing with you, scratch and bites you.
No, it's not a scratch. It's the bite specifically. It's when there's saliva
deep into
and
your
you get a good
vein.
puncture wound. It doesn't even have to be like a horrible wound. Just even the smallest of punctures. If it gets in your skin enough, it doesn't take much for that shit to like all of a sudden become an abscess.
Well, you think big cats are like that too?
Oh yeah, this is cats in general.
We'll look it up.
Big cat saliva.
Poisoning. Oh, they're toxic to birds.
Of course, birds.
Oh my god. It's harmless to them, but it can sicken humans just by getting licked by a cat.
Yeah, it's true.
People with low immune systems?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah, there's been some people that have had cats their whole lives, and then maybe something happens, they get sick with something, their cat licks them. or even dogs sometimes. Not as much, but similar. People can get like really sick and they have no idea why, and then like, when it gets to a certain point, they're like, "Oh my god, it had to have been your dog or your cat."
Wow, people let their cats lick their faces and shit.
You never had Bass lick you?
Not my face.
Oh, he'd lick my nose sometimes. He'd wake me up in the morning, lick me in the face.
He would lick ice cream out of your mouth.
No, I never did that. Maybe Dan did.
I think you did though.
No, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Well, what about dog saliva?
Dogs lick, man. What do you want to do?
No, but
I'm healthy.
If a dog bites you, you're not gonna die from a dog bite.
With the cats, it's more likely because their saliva is like real bad. But
cats are fucking sick animals.
Sick, like fucking badass.
Sick, like yeah,
they're fucking sick,
fucking sick, man. But also like
little
fucking
death machines.
Sick, like yeah, they'll fucking kill you, and they don't care about you.
No, they'll eat your eyelids as soon as you die.
Eyeballs.
Oh, they go for the soft tissue. Eat the eyelids first.
The eyelids, and then suck on the eyeballs.
They'll eat your cheeks. Yeah, it's like a lot of face tissue.
Tongue.
It's some of the softest stuff.
If they can get to the tongue, I'm sure they would eat that.
If you don't have rigor mortis,
you're like septum or whatever.
Mm-hmm. They're evil little shits, man.
Fucking cats, dude.
Yeah.
Well, shit. I'm glad I don't have a cat.
Have you watched the Netflix special? It's a whole series called Love, Death, and Robots.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, man, you should. The very first... It's a bunch of shorts. They're like no longer than 20 minutes. Most of them are like around 10.
Okay.
The very first episode is post-apocalyptic Earth, and it shows all these like this robot looking all mean and tough coming up in this apocalyptic-looking city. And then all of a sudden he's like, "I think we're here, guys." It's a robot's like touring the Earth, or like a post-apocalyptic city. Like, this is how humans lived. They end up finding a cat. They go to like the cat center, and they're like, "Oh, how does a cat work?" And just watch it.
Is that just one of the stories?
The card game, yeah, they're all different. They're not even related.
Different directors?
I don't know about that. Some are animated, some are live action. The animations are all different style of animation.
Probably.
When they run into the cat, they bring up the Exploding Cats card game, and they become convinced that once he starts petting the cat, that the cat will explode if he doesn't stop.
Yeah.
But at the very end, you'll find out that the cat has developed a thumb and can provide its own food by cracking open cans, so therefore it no longer needed humans, and it can talk.
And the cat killed all the humans?
The cat...
left it open?
Yeah, he leaves it open-ended.
Interesting. Reminds me of the ABCs of Death.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
There's a bunch of different shorts or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll look into that. Speaking of Netflix documentaries or movies or whatever, have you seen SeaSpiracy?
SeaSpiracy.
SeaSpiracy, yeah, I haven't pulled it up
like
actually.
S-E-A?
Like the sea. Spiracy.
I be the sea.
I the sea. Yeah.
No, I have not.
It's pretty interesting. It's all about like kind of the fishing industry essentially.
Okay.
About how like the garbage
fresh and salt.
More or less salt.
Okay.
I mean, what fresh,
deep ocean,
fresh,
deep sea
water.
Okay, just
fishing industry.
Well, you know.
Yeah. Okay. It's a fair question. There's two kinds of fish.
It's called SeaSpiracy. I should have guessed.
Yeah, exactly. But you know the garbage patch.
Oh, in the middle of the Pacific,
the Great Garbage Patch.
Texas.
Yes, exactly. You assume that most of that garbage is like human waste, right? Or like human bottle plastic, microplastic, and everything.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Most of it's actually fishing nets.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Which is nylon.
Or fishing like, industry waste essentially or whatever. Yeah. But it just goes into a lot of detail about how a lot of fish food you buy, not food for fish, but like tuna and everything you buy at the store usually says dolphin safe on it. They have no way of proving that.
I've always wondered about that. What do you mean dolphin safe?
Yeah, and like that's the thing. They do have like an agency that like regulates it, but
nobody follows that, especially the Japanese.
Exactly. Like they do send people out on boats, but they can be easily bought off. And it's like all this about this like fish waste, how like they just throw nets in the ocean, catch everything, but they're only looking for one fish, so they throw everything back, And it was super sad, man. You think SeaWorld is bad for sea life? No, it's the fishing industry.
Yeah, no, it's so. Have you heard about all the plastics now? Plastic doesn't really go away Like
Never.
over a very long time, it might, but it breaks down to smaller and smaller and infinitesimally smaller pieces. Now it's gotten so bad that plastic is in our food supply. Everyone on Earth, not just America, not just Nebraska, on Earth, on average, eats the equivalent of one debit card sized piece of plastic every week. Every week.
That does not surprise me. You just can't get away from it.
Well, look at the increase in colon cancers, and it's happening to younger and younger people. You used to go in for a colon checkup or so when you were like, 50, 55? Now they're recommending you do it at 45 because younger and younger and younger people are having colon cancers. I guarantee you it's because of plastic that we're consuming.
Oh, most likely. Damn.
Yeah.
A fucking you shit out a debit card every day? Or
every week you are passing a debit card's worth of plastic through your digestive system on average for every person on Earth.
And do you think it's worse for people that eat seafood? Because it's in beef.
It doesn't matter because
it's in beef. It's in vegetables.
It's everywhere. Yeah, because everything, something. There's always a bigger fish in the sea, so to speak. Everything eats everything. It works its way up the food chain through everything.
That is true.
Doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, you're right. Well, good. I mean, I think we're just gonna have to embrace it at this point, right? We are plastic.
Plastic lives, plastic hopes and dreams, plastic Barbies.
Yeah, I mean, it's a plastic world.
Yeah, and I'm just living
Life
in
is
it.
fantastic.
Yeah, I'm a Barbie girl.
Glad you said it. So, yeah, I mean, I can't wait for it. Honestly, I think that
you can't wait for what? Being plastic?
Just like plastic being everywhere because it's organic.
What?
It's from the earth.
No, it's not.
Plastic is from Earth. You can't deny
it's
that. It's
highly processed oil. It's not from the earth.
Yeah. Where do you think they get oil from? The earth.
There's a lot of food you can eat that's highly processed. It's not from the earth.
I mean, everything's from the earth. It just depends on where it came from the earth, obviously. Oil is like hundreds of feet below our feet.
I can pull some grass from the earth, manipulate it into something else. That something else is no longer from the earth. It is from something that was from the earth.
But you changed it, is what you're saying? Yeah.
It's gone through a metamorphosis. It's no longer of the earth. Man has tainted it.
Well, how do you define organic?
From the earth. Directly from the earth.
From the earth.
Sans pesticides.
You're allowed to have 1% of pesticide in it because it's impossible to get rid of all of it,
I don't fucking know, man.
0.0% of rat feces in every box of cornflakes or whatever,
Well, that's the same. There's supposed to be rat
parts,
hairs, and peanut butter.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
that sounds so good. Right
Any
now.
grain industry, you're not going to be able to get rid of the rats. That's what they love grain.
Yeah.
So every time you eat peanut butter, you're eating some rat hair at the very least, and probably a little bit of rat.
Do you think?
Yeah, they have already. Yeah, no, that like you said, 0.1% of feces. There's also probably 0.1% of fur, 0.1% of flesh. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
There's rat in all the shit you eat.
Over a lifetime, you could add up a rat.
Probably more than
all
rat.
This stuff.
Maybe 3.5 rats. Minimum.
All right, so I don't know if you can do the math really fast. If you're eating a debit card worth of plastic every week, 52 weeks in a year.
Is it 52 or is it 56?
It's 52, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And then, average 72 years of life. How much fucking plastic have you eaten and consumed?
I don't know. How much does the debit card weigh?
A gram? I don't know. Fucking paperclip? So it's a lot, dude. It's like to the moon, essentially, of plastic.
That's roughly like every 2 years you got over 100 grams. So it's like 35 grams. Or how many grams are in a pound? You're talking about eating basically larger, like a cinder block size of plastic.
In your lifetime?
Probably damn close to that.
Yeah, I could for sure see that. No, what's going to be crazy to think about is like in another however many years, like what the status will be on like recycled plastic of like the plastic that I've eaten, you've also eaten.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't do anything. Your body can't do shit with it.
It just breaks it down.
I mean, your body can shit it out.
Yeah.
but it's like energy. You can't destroy it.
You just transfer it somewhere else.
Yeah. It's neither create it nor destroy it.
I mean, I don't think that's true, though. I think plastic will eventually break down.
They have found some
There's
bacteria
that
can actually break it down, and I don't know what their waste product is, but I would assume it's some sort of just bio waste at that point versus plastic.
Do you ever think that, like, 100 million years in the future, the, like, squid people that will take over, or probably squids, I don't know.
That's actually one of the stories in the Love, Death, and Robots.
Squid people?
Yeah.
I mean, squids are smart.
They
just
talked about how man destroys himself
over.
and squids take over.
Yeah, okay. So do you think the squids will be teaching about, like, the plastic?
Ironically, it's a story about alternate universes based on Hitler.
Mushrooms?
Hitler.
Oh, okay.
And if he was to be killed before World War II.
Well, yeah.
One of the alternative universes is squid people.
If you go back and fuck with baby Hitler, yeah, you're creating squid people. Hands down. Guaranteed. But anyway, the squid people will be teaching the little squid pups, or whatever they call them, about the plastic layer in, like, the ground, you know, like the archaeology era. Like, this far back, we don't know. Like, these humans walked. Like, there are dinosaurs, you know? Squid people, man.
Yeah.
We're going to end, right? Whether it's like with Cataclysm,
everything
Comet.
ends. The universe will end.
So have you heard about the Tunguska event? I think you have. The 1900 like explosion in Russia.
Oh.
Siberia that just like decimated this huge area or whatever.
Yes.
It was just, you know, likely an asteroid in the sky exploding.
Yeah, they think that before it made pure impact with the ground, it actually literally exploded right above the forest.
Yeah, because there was no crater, essentially, you know. And
it was a little bit of a crater, but it was a big blast radius knocking down the trees like toothpicks.
Mm-hmm. And the same thing happened not that long ago in Russia when they saw it like going across the sky with all those dash cams.
It's a very large landmass there with very low population.
Yeah, but I think there's also something like the way it like kind of lines up, you know. But
I think more than likely man will destroy himself. Rather than natural,
than like a comet coming in and destroying us.
Yeah, we have the capability of being able to stop something like that.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
No,
right now, we may not be able to stop a comet from destroying us, but we're on the cusp of that. And on top of that, we're very close to being able to survive that type of stuff. One way or another. Whether or not we divert it or we move enough of the population somewhere else.
Humans would just survive as cavemen. We would survive as cavemen.
That's true. And that's what's happened with life traditionally when those events have happened.
Yes.
I think we're more than likely to kill ourselves off because of war, more or less.
Well, what about the aliens? Do you think the aliens aren't going to let us kill ourselves off?
No, I don't.
So here we are. Back to square one with the fucking comet.
That's why they're here. They don't want us to kill ourselves.
The aliens... Are the aliens squid people traveling back in time?
No.
Like, purposely?
They could be us in the future.
They could be us. That, like, degenerate or
but which species of alien? There's a lot of reptilian.
Well, they think the
Greys.
the Greys are humans
Greys,
billions of years in the future.
So Greys work for someone else. I don't remember what they're called. They look kind of like Greys, but much larger. Because the Greys are supposedly more like drones. They're like biological drones.
No, they're avatars. They're just like shells.
Yeah,
someone's driving.
They're worker drones, like a worker drone bee colony.
Okay, I see what you mean.
They're biological, but they're the
lower species.
Give birth to it. You make it.
Are they the slaves of the Galactic Empire?
I mean, they're higher level cognitive functioning than us, but they have they're like a computer program. They're only doing one thing. No
emotions.
They can't just do whatever the hell they want. They don't have free will.
The Greys don't have free will.
Not to the degree like we have. That's one theory.
All right.
I don't know.
That's what you believe. You just told me that.
I don't remember meeting a Grey.
You feel that way though, right? You feel they have no emotion.
I've read the theories.
Okay. No, I want to know your theory. I mean,
it's not my theory.
No, but you think that. You just said it.
I don't know if I think that. I'm just saying what I've read.
Well, tell me what you feel.
I think it would make sense if there was other types of aliens, which would make sense to have a whole galactic universe of different life forms.
Yeah, exactly. Just like there's diverse life here on Earth, there's diverse life in the galaxy, but there's probably also humans in the galaxy,
I would like to think this. If aliens are...
What if?
Had some reason for us to survive as a species, maybe they have enough respect for life that they wouldn't create this... I don't know, subspecies of Greys, that don't have this true free will. I don't know. That seems a little bastardized to me, but
Yeah.
who knows? I'm not a higher being.
Well, I mean, it's for a higher power, right?
Yeah. Well,
So
a lot of
who
people don't think that we were created just to more or less mine gold.
Mine gold, yeah, for sure. But who controls the Greys?
Those, I don't know what the hell they were called. Dan would be able to tell you. Not reptilians. It's something kind of like Greys, but taller.
The Anunnaki.
Yeah, that's what the
Sumerians.
Mesopotamians and
Yeah.
Sumerians.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I don't think we can really solve that problem right now.
It's beyond our comprehension until we have hardcore proof. Basically, the government's not going to admit until they land in front of us.
Which is possible real soon, right?
I mean, anything's
We've
possible.
talked about this, how I think we're on the cusp of disclosure with like the government coming out and admitting that UFOs exist.
They just
UAPs.
did.
UAPs. Excuse me.
UAPs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unidentified aerial phenomenon. They have admitted that.
So that's the new generation is going to grow up knowing. Yep. UAPs are real. No big deal. UAPs.
Is that what you're hearing, or is that what you call them?
No, that's what like the young people on TikTok call them. UAPs.
UAPs.
I don't know. I'm assuming so. Right?
I don't know. I don't have TikTok.
Okay, I don't either. Can I have a beer though? I'll take another Squanto or whatever it was called.
Squatcho, Mexican style beer.
Thank you.
Enjoyed by Trash Talk Omaha.
This is an infusion beer. Nice Mexican style lager.
Sí.
Me gusta.
Me gusta, me gusta.
Me gusta cerveza. So SeaSpiracy. Watch that documentary.
SeaSpiracy,
Netflix. Check it out.
Oh, you know what to go along with SeaSpiracy?
What's that?
I think today, or at very least this week, was the anniversary of Marvin Gaye's What's Going On, and he had the song all about the sea.
Going on? What do you mean?
Boy, I can't remember the name of the song specifically. They had a whole special about it on NPR.
What's going on?
That's the hit song. That's the name of the album. One of the songs off the album, though, talks all about like mercury in the fish and like destruction of basically the ocean.
In the 50s?
No, he came out with that in the 70s, early 70s. Like 1970, I think it might have actually been when it came out.
Probably right. He was writing about this in the 70s.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, one of the guests they had on, they were talking about it. They're like, he was like I don't know if it was an oceanographer or some sort of like bio guy. And he's like, yeah, I was teaching class and like looking at all these blank faces in class. And that song came out. It spoke to me because that was my personal field. He was like, I played the song knowing all the students loved Marvin Gaye, or a lot of them did. And like it kind of bridged the gap and got them more interested into the curriculum he was covering.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I know.
So Marvin Gaye, man, he loves the oceans, and you should too.
Yeah.
This is his anniversary this week for that album.
Okay.
What's going on?
I know Jimi Hendrix has a song about the ocean. The like Merman song. Merman Would I Like to Be or something weird. It's really psychedelic.
Yeah.
You know that one?
I'm sure I've heard it.
It's like 10 minutes long or something. Pretty epic. It's like, I don't even know. I think he might discover Atlantis during it.
I know Purple Haze talks about being in... It was Purple Haze is supposed to be a dream that he supposedly had about being under the sea, but it was like a purple sea. And he described it as a haze.
Yeah, Jimmy was into like some weird science fiction shit.
Oh, yeah, he was way into science fiction.
Yeah.
You have that one box set with the purple felt cover or whatever, and you listen to some of those tapes, like they did the outtakes where he's just like fucking around before a song's recorded, and he's making all the funny noises and talking about like aliens coming down and shit like that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he was way into that shit.
Damn, I haven't listened to those in a while.
Oh, man, I love him.
Well, there you go. That's Trash Talk Recommends. Jimi Hendrix. What was the name of that box set? Experience? It was definitely Jimi Hendrix Experience.
Yeah. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Anyway, bootleg Jimi.
Or this set.
Yeah. I mean, it was like... They were official recordings, though, weren't they?
Yeah, they were all recorded at Electric Ladyland Studios for
Yeah.
the most part.
I was going to say, they weren't bootlegs, and they weren't really live. They were, like, produced. They're not over there. They're packed away. Who listens to CDs anymore, dude?
Not me.
You have yours in storage, and mine are tucked away in my closet. Seriously. Who listens to CDs anymore?
That's a good question.
Do you remember
Boomers.
when people were saying that, like, you're not going to listen to CDs or DVDs anymore. Everything's going to be digital online. I was like, bullshit. I'm going to keep buying DVDs. I can't remember the last time I bought a
well,
DVD.
you know what? I still listen to vinyl. And,
Vinyl's different.
I bet you. Yeah, well, that's true. CDs, though, do hold more recorded information than an MP3 does.
That is true. But
the vinyl, though, actually, I would argue, the only reason vinyl didn't put out as far as sound quality coming out of a speaker, they hold better sound quality than a CD. But because of the nature of a turntable, the speakers actually would cause the needle to jump, so they had to throttle the sound. But it's one of the most purest forms of sound you can get.
No, and it's analog sound.
And I don't know because it's analog if that's what makes it better, but
yeah, it is. Yeah,
because it's a physical thing, literally scratching something.
Yeah, it's not ones and zeros.
Yeah,
you know, that's everything that's on a computer.
You get a better
is ones
sound,
and zeros.
But because of the physicality of it, you would get a more powerful sound if it was physically capable of putting it out without skipping the needle.
No, for sure. I mean, that's why you have to have a nice record player or whatever. You know, the best way I think about it is just like a wave. You know, up and down, nice and slight. Anything that's
bigger the wave.
Everything that's digital though is like stepped, you know?
Yeah, it's true.
And
angles.
And MP3 is like the worst steps, you know? You can get finer steps where you can have like 300 steps, but it's still steps, you know?
Yeah. Vinyl though is a smooth wave.
Mm-hmm. Nice warm tone. I'm gonna put some Zeppelin on.
It's not like a cat tongue on your nipple. It's a human tongue.
Nothing's really like that though, right? Nothing can really beat cat tongue on your nipple.
I still think it's Empire Records has the best quote for me on the difference of vinyl compared to anything else.
Yeah.
The difference makes the sound. The sound does not make the difference.
That's so fucking dumb.
It's perfect, though.
Wait, can you say it again, though?
Okay, I said it in reverse. The sound doesn't make the difference. The difference makes the sound.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. All right. That reminds me of the Stan Lee quote about comics books going digital, you know?
I don't know that quote.
No, I don't know exactly, but I know it's something like...
Paraphrase it.
I know it's something like, you know, yeah, people still like looking at boobs online, but you still want to hold a boob in your hand. Right?
There's something about the tactileness of, most things.
An actual boob or record or comic book in your hand is way better than looking at it on a screen. I mean, and it's as simple as that. Really. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Boobs are always better in your hand.
Yeah. The vagina is always better on your penis.
That too. So, it's a good amount of topics so far. Big cats, tigers on the loose,
mushrooms on Mars,
SeaSpiracy, mental health awareness.
Oh, we haven't talked about that.
Mental health?
Mental Health Awareness Month, you said earlier, right?
Yeah, I did say that. It is Mental Health Awareness Month.
How's your mental health?
You know, compared to last year, a lot better.
You know, we were talking about this before the show started. CDC's relaxing guidelines.
Yep, that is just
Summer's
true.
starting.
Memorial Day weekend's right around the corner. Like, pools are going to be open, you know?
Yeah.
We don't have a beach here, but pools.
I mean, you got Fremont Lakes.
Lake beaches. Yeah, there's bigger lakes than Fremont Lakes, dude, you know? McConaughey is an actual, like, fucking beach.
I haven't been out there
White
before.
sand beach.
Driven past it. Haven't looked at it, but
it's
I've
great.
been on I-80.
Especially, you got a truck. Fucking take your 4x4. Take your truck down on the fucking beach. Set up tent.
There you go.
Yep. So,
you know what I've been hearing about is... I don't know how I feel about this. Obviously, it's a real thing. And I've always had a pretty healthy mind, I would say. Healthy as in, like, not being, like, depressed and stuff. So sometimes it can be hard for me to relate to people on these levels. But
okay.
So the new anxiety-inducing thing now is that the pandemic is, you know, maybe not ending, but we've turned a corner, seemingly. And now people are getting a lot of anxiety about, well, who do you trust to have had a vaccine? How do I reacclimate myself to quote-unquote normal life? You maybe I haven't been in the classroom for so long. How do I deal with that social pressure?
Yeah, for sure.
All of that type of
20 people around me instead of just 2.
Yeah, or even by yourself. So I think it's with what's happening right now. That it's kind of a good month to have mental health awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're out and about and somebody's being awkward or you think whatever and you don't think it's right, hey, have a little bit of understanding, and we're all getting back to this whatever this new normal is.
Yeah, I think everyone's adjusting. Extroverts are like excited to go back out to the bar again. Introverts are like, fuck, I don't want to go anywhere again. I have to go somewhere now. So I mean, that's the thing too, is like check in on people. Make sure people are doing good, because
check on your friends, hear them out. Hey, if they say something as far as that type of stuff goes that maybe you're not feeling, that's okay. That's what they're feeling. Not everybody has the same experience, and probably nobody has the same experience.
Yeah, well, I just think we're living in a really unique moment in time. Where like, I mean, everything, you could say that about everything, but especially like mental health, how it like,
it's definitely much more in the forefront than it's ever been.
It's like,
seemingly,
it's okay to have like depression or ADHD or just like anything that you struggle with mental health.
Don't hide your feelings.
I mean, that's kind of a very good point from the great Tommy Boy.
Yeah. And the even greater David Spade and Chris Farley.
Tommy Boy.
Yeah. Don't hide your feelings. Express yourself. do, 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 do.
Anyway. So, get yourself checked out if you need some help, though. We're here for you.
Or check in.
trashtalkomaha@gmail.com.
Check in, drop out.
Write us an email. We'll have you on. We'll talk to you. We'll give you whatever you need. We love you guys.
Fuck you.
No, fuck. Unless your name is Chase Grape. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Or unless you're a QAnon member freaking out about Bill Gates and Melinda getting a divorce.
Well, I mean, what does QAnon have to... I didn't hear about what QAnon had to say. I've heard some stuff, but not specific to QAnon.
QAnon's freaking out about it. Did we talk about this a little bit ago?
We talked about the divorce and how he was hanging out with Epstein, which came out a year or two ago when all the Epstein shit was happening. And, whatever that means. But now, in the last week or two, it's come out that he had an ongoing, inappropriate, and also widely known across Microsoft relationship with an employee.
A work affair.
A work affair.
So, I mean, do you think that could be a cover, though, even? Because I feel like that's what QAnon immediately would jump to.
The cover was that he was having a work affair?
Yeah.
When the Epstein stuff first came out, it piqued my interest a little bit, versus like, well, the story on Epstein, a lot of people hanging out with him, but there's a lot of people that was hanging out with him. He had a lot of influence, so, he brushed shoulders with a lot of people in a lot of different places. Okay. You start hearing about how his wife's saying he's having these affairs, or affair at the very least, long-term, and very inappropriate, apparently, with an employee. And on top of that, he's now leaving the board of Microsoft. They say it's unrelated, but the news comes out. He's leaving the board.
I haven't heard that.
No, he's not, I don't think, stepping down from Microsoft, but he's not going to be in the board anymore at the very least. Way too much coincidence. And you start hearing about the Epstein shit, you think back again, and you're like, dude, like, is this nerd just fucking dipping the pen in the company ink and dipping in all the inks?
Clearly.
Or what the hell's going on? Like,
clearly. He's
got some fucking pen dipping SeaSpiracy shit going on right now.
Well, there's been a lot of conspiracies about Bill Gates last year.
Obviously. Yeah, with the fucking microchips and all that shit, but...
Well, and just that, and like, why is Bill Gates all of a sudden a health expert?
Well, he's been doing that shit for a long time.
Yeah.
He's been an advocate for that stuff for a very long time.
Yeah, I know. But do we have to listen to him?
You don't have to listen to anybody if you don't want to.
Yeah. Do we have to believe him?
You don't have to believe anything you don't want to, but he has He's not the one that espouses shit. He hires people and puts money towards funding to find out about stuff, and then he tries to promote what they find. You can trust it or you don't have to. That's not me to tell you, but it's not just him pulling shit out of his ass.
No, I agree. I mean, he's obviously tried.
They've done a lot of good in the world.
Yeah, he chaw-ducked the atmosphere.
Chalk dust?
Chalk dust it.
Yeah, no, I didn't agree with that.
Do you think Melinda is going to get a hefty paycheck?
Yeah, he cheated on her, and he's one of the richest people in the world.
Yeah. Do you think she learned something from Jeff Bezos's recent divorce or whatever?
She's going to get half.
Didn't he get divorced from the same lady and then remarried to her? Jeff Bezos?
No, he married no, she actually is with a high school teacher or something.
What?
Yeah, and I don't know if she remarried to that person, but she's with a high school teacher, or at least a teacher.
Her high school teacher.
No. Just
Okay.
I think it's a high school teacher. Well, no, she's like in her 50s or whatever. She ain't fucking marrying her high school teacher. He'd be in his 70s or older.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
She married a corpse. No, she obviously made a lot of money. But Bezos, though, like, how quickly did he rebound? He's still, like, him and Musk, neck and neck for richest man in the world. Every other week, one of them's the richest. Even though he took that massive hit in the past year, he's still the richest fucking person in the world. Tax rich.
Yeah, well, apparently she has $53 billion.
Yeah. Oh, I hope she can manage to get by.
I think she'll be fine.
Living on that teacher's salary.
She married Seattle chemistry teacher Dan Jewett.
Jewett.
I'm pretty sure he's the emperor.
Jewett.
She is the 72nd richest person.
Just for getting a divorce.
Jesus Christ. Excuse me.
Jesus Christo.
Melinda Gates. She's going to be the fucking 20th richest person alive pretty
She
soon.
invested properly.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm going to invest it in Amazon.
Well, good for her. I hope she got her vaccine and is all ready to hit the town this summer, you know?
She doesn't got to hit the town. She's got a man. She's going to go.
No, Melinda Gates.
Yeah. Well, she's got a man.
No, she's
Oh,
getting
Melinda.
divorced. Yeah, Melinda.
She's got a man.
She'll find someone, right?
Oh, I'm sure she's already got a dude.
Yeah, you get some side dick.
It's not side dick anymore.
That's true.
It's just dick.
That would be very interesting to see if that comes out, that she was also dipping some company ink or whatever, you know?
Even if she was, it won't.
Literally.
He started it. That's all that matters.
Dip in the ink.
Dip in my ink will, boy.
Dip in the ink. Do you want to take a break?
Sure.
All right. I said I'd rather...
College World Series is coming up.
I'd rather save... Yeah? Do we have any
I don't know anything
though?
about it. I mean, you could try looking up baseball standings. I have no idea.
Yeah.
And even that,
This
they
is-
haven't done the Super Regionals yet. Who knows who comes out of that shit?
It's
Any
always,
given Sunday.
it's always the same 15
Rice,
teams.
Texas,
Texas,
TCU,
LSU.
LSU's typically, yeah.
Maybe not for a while, but...
I want to say Nebraska, I thought was having a good year. Louisville's having a good year.
I think they were having a good year.
UNC's always
but
in there. it seems
Nebraska's
like.
also in the Big Ten, which really isn't known for...
There's NBA. I know you don't probably know
baseball.
jack shit about that.
Well, what's going on with the NBA?
They had for the first year play-in games to get into the playoffs. So if you didn't make a certain seed cut, you had to go through a play-in series, and they had a couple fun series. They really did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't the NBA, though, like just down to like a couple of teams that spend money
No.
and make the playoffs?
That was one big knock. Was that the what do they call it? Like the tanking.
Yeah.
But I think that was one reason why they wanted to do the play-in games. Is it kind of like pseudo expands the field, so to kind of help people like not want to tank.
So just like some random team can get in?
No,
essentially?
It's not that. You still have to have like a certain record. So like, I haven't specifically read up on what those cutoffs are, so I'm not going to pretend like I have. But I think it's the 7 and 8 seeds. I think that are what people are playing in for, and I think it's double elimination if you qualify for the play-in playoffs, and then you play in and you try to go for the 7 or the 8 seed. But they had the Warriors and Lakers play. Lakers were looking at a number 1 seed, and then both of their superstars got injured. And so now they had to do the play-in game, and they beat the Warriors against Steph Curry, who's having arguably one of his best seasons ever.
And they beat him.
They beat him, barely. LeBron beat him, tied game, closing seconds, hit a 3 in the face of Curry to win the game.
Really?
Yeah. And Curry still went off for 37 in that game. LeBron only had 22, I think is what he finished with.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Is this like a huge rivalry between the Lakers and the Warriors?
More like between the Warriors and LeBron. But the Warriors aren't out. They play tonight. And they play... Oh, God, I don't remember who the hell they play. If they win, they're in. They're in the playoffs. And with Curry, anything can happen. But they're decimated by injuries. They lost like one of their best players, one of the best defenders, and one of the best three-point shooters in history. He's been out the whole year. Klay Thompson. He tore his Achilles before the season even started.
Well, it doesn't sound
and he was
like
out the year before that.
Could it be like a rematch then in the finals?
Could happen. No, I don't think so. Not in the finals. They're in the same conference.
And who won last year?
Lakers.
The year before that? Warriors.
No.
I thought Curry's been winning like back-to-back.
No, it was...
Shit.
I think it was LeBron with the Cavs before that, I think.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I thought Cleveland
because
lost.
Cleveland played against the Warriors like 3 years in a row, I believe. And LeBron won one. And I think it was the last one because that's when not Steph Curry, that's when Klay Thompson tore his ACL. And was it the series before the finals or during the finals? And then I think also it was when they had Kevin Garnett. He tore his Achilles before that as well. So they lost 2 of their 3 superstars. Although you might be able to argue that Drummond's a superstar.
Was that why Cleveland won then?
Yeah, I mean, the Warriors weren't full force. They lost all their good guys. And it was still close. I mean, it wasn't like a blowout by any means. I think they won in 5 or 6, but it wasn't a blowout.
Yeah. So...
But it's not a 7, so if they won in 5, it was 4-1, but the games weren't blowouts.
So does that make it a good, interesting game, or kind of dull?
Which game? Any game? Or that series?
Well, when they blow them out like that.
Well, you don't want to see
not
blowouts. I mean, if you like the team that's blowing the blowout, yeah, you love it.
All right, I
guess.
But you don't like either.
Way. If you want to see a blowout, you want to see a team like the Lakers when they won against the Sixers in the finals in 2003 or something with Kobe and Shaq. They won every game except for one game in the entire playoffs. Every single fucking game they won in the playoffs except for one, which was the very first game against the 76ers in the finals. Other than that, they won every single fucking game. So if you want to watch blowouts and that type of momentum, you want to see an historic run.
It's like coming
Other than that,
back,
you want to see historic games. You want to see competitive games. You want
down to the wire,
the
wire game.
And then typically in the NBA,
it comes down to the last 2 minutes.
Competitive sports, that's typically what you're going to see.
Yeah, if it's a good game, right?
Unless somebody has a flaw you can explicitly exploit, like the Chiefs and the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs literally had one starter left on their offensive line. The rest were all third stringers, and the only starter was playing out of position. And they got destroyed. And was it like 30-something to 9?
Yeah, that's why I don't know. You remember it.
They scored 9 points. The fewest points they've ever scored in Mahomes' era.
In the Super Bowl.
In the Super Bowl, yeah. And because they lost their starting left tackle the game before, tore his Achilles at the very end of the game. And that was like the final death knell in their offensive line. Their offensive line was injured all fucking year.
I don't even remember Sue getting a sack at all that game.
I don't know how many sacks they had. Mahomes, though,
they just shook it up.
So there was a fun metric. Oh, if you want to call it fun. It wasn't fun for me. Mahomes scrambled for almost 500 yards. 492 yards is how many yards he scrambled but throwing the ball.
What's considered a scramble? Outside the tackle box?
Just once you get out of this tackle box, and then you have to start moving around and scrambling to keep the play alive.
Going back?
Yeah. So not just
forward
outside
progress.
of the scramble box. You have a 7-step drop, 5-step drop, 3-step drop. That doesn't count. It's once you break out of the tackle box.
Is this forward progress or like...
No, it's not forward progress.
Not
he
like
didn't rush for 500 yards.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
Well, I didn't know if they counted
He
part of that,
scrambled around for all that amount,
Jesus.
almost 500 yards. That was the most any team ever has, or PFF, as the people that keep track of those type of oddball shit. Nobody's ever scrambled for that much, and it wasn't even close.
Wow.
Their offensive line was pathetic.
Did they have to like go back and like watch every step that he took?
I think that's
during
the
that
type of shit
game?
to do. Yeah, they have people that go back and watch all that
And
shit.
like the back and forth kind of or whatever.
Yeah. And a lot of the players actually have like microchips in the shoulder pads and
Oh,
type of
yeah,
shit.
where-
So I think they get access to
Yeah,
that type
it's
of
a
information. And they can
pedometer.
actually, yeah, they can get that information.
All right. Well, wow.
Yeah. So that game was not competitive. But the Chiefs, especially after they lost their left tackle, went up against a good defense, especially a very stout defensive line, and just got dominated.
Would you say Tampa Bay just outplayed the Chiefs?
They outplayed their offensive line for sure. And at that point, when you have that type of flaw, it spills over to the other facets of your team.
Well, it's
the defense now, like they're getting single, like we had one of the best
playing
secondaries
more.
in football, but they could just, it didn't matter what happened. Buccaneers dictated the game.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't do shit on offense. So they could do what they wanted to do. And all we could do was hold our breath and hope for something.
Yeah. And they weren't even that good. Like I didn't even think Brady played that great of a game.
They got to the Super Bowl regardless, and they won it. They came on hot towards the end of the year, especially after the Chiefs dominated them in the first half in the regular season. We destroyed them.
Just once, though, right?
Yeah, we played them once in the regular season, destroyed them, and they basically played the same game plan. I was a little disappointed, personally, in the fact that...
Injuries.
Not the injuries. Yeah, that sucked, but the play calling, they wanted... It was like Reed, the head coach for the Chiefs, wanted Mahomes to be the hero, but our offensive line, they couldn't play up to that standard. We had third stringers in all over the line. And the way the Buccaneers defense played, they were inviting the run. Our running back, I think, had 11 or 12 rushes and rushed for over 100 yards. At the end of the game, the linebacker for the Buccaneers, I think it was Devin White, who played for LSU, was a teammate of our running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They both won the championship with Burrow the year before. He came up to him at the end of the game and was like, dude, why weren't you guys running more? Like, our defense was inviting you to run. That's why he rushed for over 100 yards on 11 carries, 12 carries. We never changed. They wanted Mahomes to be the hero. But you know what makes a hero? Fucking winning championships.
Yeah, for sure. He doesn't always have
what the defense gives you.
He doesn't always have to throw the ball.
And then at a certain point, we got too far down. They weren't going to be able to keep rushing the balls. It chews too much clock off. You got to keep throwing it. But, credit to Mahomes, though. He scrambled for all those fucking yards. He literally hit multiple guys in the face. 2 in the end zone. Face mask, ball, right in the face mask. Didn't catch
Drop it.
Yep. Literally hitting the face mask, bouncing the ground, then their arms closed.
Derrick, I'm sensing a lot of tension and anger about this game still.
Yes. No, I think the Chiefs...
I mean, this was only 3 months ago.
Yeah. It was disappointing to watch. And that was when people were asking me before the game, like, who do you think is going to win? I was like, we've lost our offensive line. You guys got a good defensive line. Could be a good game. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a shitty game.
Yeah, it ended up being a shitty game. But you know what? The Chiefs attacked the living shit out of their offensive line this year. We've got one Pro Bowler at left tackle we picked up an all-pro
free agencies
at
or
left
something?
guard. We drafted maybe the best center. And we picked up a top 10 center in the free agency. Yeah.
All right.
Our other left guard is a former All-Pro and Pro Bowler. And then we have a right tackle, the presumed starter at right tackle, was supposed to be a rookie last year. He opted out last year during the pandemic. Not Joey Bosa. Yeah, he's back. His name's Lucas Niang. The guy that was drafted number 3, I think, overall, or number 2 overall by the Washington football team, Chase Young. He won Defensive Player of the Year. He said the toughest tackle he played in college was the guy that the Chiefs have at right tackle.
From where?
TCU. Never gave up a single sack in his career. And I think he gave up like 2 pressures, something stupid like that, starting for 3 years.
Yeah, and that's usually from like someone else's. Like, it's their fault, really. You were doing your job. Well, all right.
So they have a chance to have a really good offensive line. If that happens...
They literally focused on just offensive linemen in the draft.
They attacked a lot of stuff. They focused on the offensive line.
As you should, because the rest of the team is solid,
Yeah, there's two positions that anybody can complain about. Maybe linebacker, but they did draft a good linebacker. It was the number one pick they took. But the number one things that they have, wide receiver and maybe cornerback. They've got first three guys solid. You'd like to have one more fourth solid guy. And then the wide receiver. And right now, it sounds like the Chiefs might be in play for, what the hell's his name? The wide receiver from the Atlanta Falcons, Julio Jones.
Mm.
The Falcons need to trade him. They want to trade him. They're actively shopping him right now. If the Chiefs re-sign Tyrann Mathieu, our all-pro safety, to a new deal, they can do some, cap manipulation, free up a bunch of money, and they can pick up and afford Jones. If I was to give you a prediction, it'll happen June 1st or later. Because after June 1st, I believe the Falcons have to swallow $7 million of his $15 million contract for this year. So whoever gets him is only on the hook for another $7 or $8 million.
Ah.
So that's the rumors going around.
That's
right
what
now.
I don't like about the NFL. All like the fucking backwards dealing like that. And
It's not backwards dealing.
no, but it's just like, I don't know. Seems to be, you're paying an athlete $15 million. That's a little too much, I feel like.
The NFL's one of the least paid athletes. NBA, far more. Baseball,
Really?
way far more.
Yeah, I've heard baseball is bad.
Which one do you want? Sasquatch or
I
Bell
didn't think there was any Squatcho
There's
left.
one Squatcho left.
No, I'll do a blonde, please.
I'll take the Squatcho. The NFL, actually, out of all the major American sports, honestly has one of the worst deals for players. They don't do fully guaranteed contracts. They don't. Yeah, they big story that came out this past summer. Just happened a few weeks ago. Not even a few weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Starting tackle for the Denver Broncos, who I think has been to a Pro Bowl. He's definitely one of the better ones if he hasn't been to a Pro Bowl. Still very good guy.
Defensive, offensive tackle.
Offense.
Okay.
Right tackle. He, in voluntary workouts, doing his own workout, tore his Achilles. And he didn't, they said they're not going to pay his contract for the year. He was supposed to make $15 million, I think. Something like that. Definitely over 10. And that's one of the big things. All the players are like pissed off. They're like, what the fuck? Like, the team's stance was this, because that's what's written with the NFL and the Players Union. It was a non-voluntary workout, basically meaning you weren't at our facility working out during the mandatory workout times.
Yeah, they weren't supervising
But
them.
teams expect players to work out. One of the players broke it down and said, if we only did team mandatory workouts, we would have, I think it was something like roughly 3 months of working out in a year. And they go, you can't do that. If you want to see the level of play that you get from the NFL, you got to be working out more or less all year. He goes, it's unrealistic for them to expect us to not work out. And they expect them to work out.
Yeah.
But they refuse to allow that type of information or deals to go into the contracts. Like, no, if you get injured away from the facility, that's on you. Fuck you. We're not paying your contract. But you better work out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're cutting you.
I mean, it makes sense from a business standpoint, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's bullshit because your players are your business.
That is
If
true.
you don't take care of your fucking players, they're not going to fucking take care of you. You think the Broncos are going to play good this year? They better pay him. And if they don't pay him, none of those players are going to play that hard for him. They're going to be like, fuck you guys. You obviously don't appreciate
Really?
us.
You think that's going to happen?
Oh, my God. Yeah, I think that's going to happen.
Well, I don't know.
Hell yeah.
I thought they still liked Elway or whatever. Isn't that who owns the
No, he
Broncos?
doesn't own them. He was the GM.
Oh.
He got fired from GM. He's still involved with the team.
Last year? This happened recently?
Yeah. After last year, he got removed as GM. So he got a new GM now.
I didn't know that could happen.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
no,
He's
general
not the
manager.
owner.
I guess I thought he was the owner.
No, he's not the owner.
Well,
Bolin family
why
is
the
the owners.
fuck was he even a general manager?
He got Peyton Manning, and he did get some
They
good
won a
guys
Super
on
Bowl
defense.
then, so they won a Super
They
Bowl
went to 2
with
and
him.
won 1.
But now they suck.
They suck. The defense is still solid. He can't find a quarterback. But that's the hardest thing to do in the NFL is to find a quarterback.
Yeah.
But he's drafted
No,
some fucking
I don't.
douchebags.
I don't
at
believe
quarterback.
that. There's talent out there, man. You just gotta. You have to coach it, right? You know.
If it was that easy, everybody would have a good quarterback. The NFL, a quarterback might be the toughest position in sports. Because at the end of the day, you could be the smartest man in the world, and you're still not going to cut it at quarterback. Even if you have all the physical gifts and you're the smartest man in the world. What it comes down to at quarterback in the NFL...
His reflexes.
Pretty much. How quick can you mentally process and keep your cool?
Yeah.
Because everything in the NFL happens so fast at quarterback.
Play to play, you know?
Yep.
Forget about that last
There's
play.
a lot of guys that aren't that physically talented. Brady, Breeze. Two of the best fucking quarterbacks ever. Breeze is actually a pretty good athlete.
I never thought he looked that athletic.
Tom Brady's a horrible athlete.
Is he slow? He's pretty slow.
Oh, yeah. He is so slow. Breeze is actually a fairly good athlete, especially when he was younger.
Yeah.
But two of the best quarterbacks to do it, comparatively to a lot of people in the NFL, not very athletic.
What's the Aaron Rodgers controversy right now?
Aaron Rodgers is pissed, one, because in last year's draft, 2020, they drafted a quarterback in the first round. And on top of that, traded up to draft a quarterback.
Who was that quarterback?
Jordan Love, UCLA.
Yep, that sounds right.
He couldn't even make second string, third string. And
got
apparently,
cut?
No, he was third string. But supposedly even that was more like, shit, we invested a first round. We better keep him. He sucked that bad. He shouldn't even been third string, apparently.
Wow.
Apparently, Rodgers would say he missed a lot of throws, not Rodgers Love. And every time he missed a throw, Rodgers was saying out loud, "Loves to suck at quarterback." That was his nickname.
I can see Aaron Rodgers being petty like that.
So this year, Rodgers... Oh, God, what happened? Something happened with the GM. Maybe it was still related to Love. Something happened recently, though, I thought. Basically, though, Rodgers right now, this just came out, I think today or yesterday. Rodgers said, trade Love or I'm not playing. He won an MVP last year. He's 38. Won an MVP.
Did he deserve it?
Yeah. Yeah, he deserved it. He fucking tore it up last year.
How far are they making in the playoffs?
It was like down to him and Mahomes, basically. He got to the NFC Championship game.
Did they beat him? Or no, Brady beat him.
Brady beat him.
Yeah, I do remember that game now. Well, that's fine. I probably like him a lot more than Brady, honestly.
Rodgers is better than Brady at this point in their careers, for sure.
Brady
is not bad. Brady's like
personality-wise, though, honestly, is what it comes down to for me.
You know, as much as I hate Brady, I'm just sick of him, he's not a bad dude, per se. Teammates apparently love him.
I think that's because he's
But
older
he's got
now.
this kind of, like,
pretentious
pretentious
vibe
persona
to him.
about him.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know what? The guy's won how many Super Bowls and been to how many more? Like,
I mean, he's the GOAT for a reason, right?
yeah.
I'm sorry if that hurts to say or to hear.
No skin on my back.
Mahomes will get there, right?
Hopefully. He's been to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years as a starter and won 1. Not off to a good start.
Yeah. Has anyone ever done that before? Joe Montana is the only one I can think of be close to something like that. But
Joe did.
not
Brady,
his rookie
maybe.
year.
As a starter, Brady, he took over for Drew Bledsoe. And in his first 3 years, he won 1 his first year as a starter, starting partially through his first year. So his literal first year, he sat on the bench. So did Mahomes. Second year, he started partway through the season when Bledsoe got injured. Won a Super Bowl. Second year, they didn't go to the playoffs. Third year, won a Super Bowl. Fourth year, won a Super Bowl. Mahomes sat his first. And then second year, lost the AFC Championship game to the Pats, who won it. Second year, won the Super Bowl.
Third year. That was his third year.
Third year in the league. Second year as a starter.
Okay, yeah.
Third year as a starter. So same timeline as Brady. So we'll just say, like, forget their rookie years. Both of them first year, Brady, Super Bowl, win, starting partial year. Mahomes lost to Brady, AFC Championship game, to get into the Super Bowl. Second year, Brady not even the playoffs. Second year, Mahomes wins the Super Bowl. Third year, they both go to the Super Bowl. Brady won.
It's comparable. Who knows? Who could tell you for sure?
Well, we'll see how history plays out.
Yeah. Are you excited for the NFL to start?
I am. I love football.
It's like 4 months away,
I love
right?
professional football, NFL, way more than college. I just love the style of play a hell of a lot more.
No, I take that back, actually. It's probably about 3 months away, isn't it? August.
Yeah.
Is it?
September is preseason. August, they start.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah. It's real close, and really, honestly, just the end of summer.
Yeah,
just
we're
summer away.
Memorial Day is away, and so we got June, July, and then...
August, preseason, like you said.
Yep, August, preseason, September, start games.
It's almost June already,
I think
too.
even the end of August is might have the first week of the season.
Yeah, I mean, that's when college starts, usually. Either the first week of September or last week of August.
Yeah.
So, yeah, speaking of college, Nebraska's probably going to suck.
Yeah, what the fuck's going on with all the players from Nebraska?
Well, we've gotten a few more transfers.
Yeah, but good lord, it's like every fucking week you're looking at a player or two leaving. Like, what is going on with the program?
I really don't know. It's not a good sign. It's the transfer protocol. That's the thing nowadays.
That's not it's not an excuse.
No.
What is it that Frost is doing that players don't appreciate? Is he grinding them too hard? Like, are they just pussies? What the hell's going on?
I think it has something to do with Lincoln in general.
Yeah.
But it could be the program, you know?
Those guys come and visit. I guess they get shown a good time and just think like, oh, this is like it every night, but it's not everywhere. It's one small spot in Lincoln.
They might see Lincoln and think, this is great. And then they're like, oh, that was Lincoln, what I saw.
That's it.
There's nothing else.
I saw
besides.
everything.
Yeah, exactly. They showed me everything. Now that I'm here, I've done it for a month. I'm over it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Is that,
you mean, like,
is that a player thing then?
You saw,
or
what was it? Who was the wide receiver that left last year? The big guy.
Wandale.
No. Spielman or...
Oh, Spielman, yeah, he left.
He was there for 3 years. Did he even play anywhere else after that?
Yeah, he's going to like TCU, and he's supposed to be a starter.
Now he'll be there
play.
this year.
Mm-hmm.
So he sat out a year. Like, for 3 years. That tells me it wasn't just like, oh, Lincoln. No, you were there for 3 years. It wasn't Lincoln. Something happened. What is Frost doing?
You think it's coaching?
But that's the only thing I can conclude. He was awesome at FCU.
UCF.
UCF. Yes, yeah. UCF.
It's Florida. They were like, Central Florida, I think, is in Miami. Or no, that doesn't make... It's probably like near Orlando or Jacksonville or something, but Florida in general
bought into the program he was running. I can't imagine he did anything different here.
You're right.
What the fuck is happening? And he had a couple good recruiting classes, right? Or at least one. I don't remember. I thought he had like a top 25 one.
Yeah, one of them or two of them have always been up there. You know,
are these upperclassmen leaving? They're afraid of the younger guys?
No,
or what is going on?
Some of it's just like the middle. Like I think it's people sitting on the bench. Obviously, it was that quarterback, McCaffrey, fucking left because
I think he was getting misused.
Well, I think he just has probably a big ego and wants to be playing.
That might be part of it too.
And I think that's a big thing for all of them, honestly.
Well, then they put him in though. It sucked to watch because they knew what. It was always the same fucking play, basically.
Yeah. He's in. He's getting the ball. You know. Yeah. So I don't know.
They didn't put him in good spots.
I couldn't tell you if like coach or players actually don't like the coaching staff or if there is some sort of.
I just feel like there's something going on with the coaching. Whatever that is, I have no idea. The program, the practices, the workouts. Well, there's something that it seems like the players are not buying into.
I mean,
there's just so many people leaving.
I feel like coming into Lincoln was a lot harder than going to Central Florida, where there was nothing. You know, he built it from scratch there. There's like this like big building in Lincoln, you know, that he's like has this team together that's all trying to go in separate directions because they've all had different coaches or they, you know, I don't know.
He's on his 4th year, right?
This is his 4th year.
Dude,
this is officially.
I thought we said last year before the year. 3rd year's the big year, and it's still stuck.
But I think
is the 4th year really going to be that big of a difference?
3rd year was 2020, and you have to kind of throw 2020 out.
I think we need to call Ryan and find out. What's his thoughts?
Not capable at this moment. We will have Ryan on in a future podcast to talk about it.
Ryan's always seems to have the inside scoop on this shit.
And I do want to talk to him about it because obviously, like you've said, something is going on.
Yeah.
Well,
what What is the word on the street?
The more important thing is this ESPN, CBS Sports? I don't know. There was some sort of college football Power 5 coach ranking.
Yeah, you were saying he was ranked way down low in the Power 5
47 out of 65. Scott Frost has fallen 13 spots from last year, and that's 9 spots the previous year he's fallen. So he's fallen 22 spots.
He came in and they ranked him pretty high right off the bat.
Yep. He was considered what does it say? No doubt home run hire at Nebraska.
Well, I mean, I was happy with the hire.
Well,
you know, and I still got high hopes, honestly.
Well,
but we got to start seeing something happening.
So here's the thing:
I would be happy with a 500 season. Yeah, a 500 season.
He's 12-20 in 3 seasons. The thing is, too, the Big Ten's tough, man.
It is.
It's a tough conference, but
put up or shut up.
We're
top 25 fucking recruiting classes.
Yeah, we're expected to compete with them. You know.
Yeah, compete. When we play against the best teams in that conference, we're not competing.
No,
our dicks are getting stomped.
We're getting embarrassed,
and
by
we're getting
Ohio
force
State
fed
every time.
The remains of our penises that are lifting that field.
Well, I don't think Northwestern has treated us that badly. Illinois,
they've been the kindest. They're like, hey, we'll stomp your dick. You don't have to eat it.
But we also suck, so stomp our dicks too. You know.
No, they were like, no, you're not stomping our dicks.
The worst part is Iowa has been taking full advantage of
good,
dick
though.
stomping.
Iowa, Ohio State, Michigan. Even Michigan State.
Yeah, Michigan State's kind of sucked this
They've
last
come
year.
down the last few years.
Illinois has been doing really good. Fighting Illini.
Illini.
They beat us. So it's not, whatever. It's like, we don't have a Mahomes. We have a fucking Martinez.
Yeah.
His senior year.
He sucks.
Well, let's just get it over with. Get your senior year over with. Fucking kick a locker. When you lose,
make like the other Martinez. Get the fuck out of here.
When you lose to Oklahoma, which they will, the 3rd game of the year.
We play Oklahoma
We
this
play
year?
in Oklahoma, the Sooners this year.
Well, dude, the Sooners are going to have maybe the best defensive line in the nation this year. They got 2 studs at defensive end, and they got 2 fucking potential studs at defensive tackle.
It's the Big 12, man. They always have good defenses. They're supposed to.
They got some guys. I think they've already got a couple guys that were All-Americans or damn near second team, something like that, and they had a couple other guys that were expected to be. They got injured. That probably would have gone in the draft if they hadn't gotten injured. They might have, like, hellacious defensive line.
Well, yeah. I mean, Oklahoma.
What hogs we got to block that?
Nothing. One of our linemen even transferred as well, too.
And we got another guy drafted. Well, did he get drafted?
A couple of them got drafted, actually.
Lineman?
Yeah.
Offensive lineman?
Mm-hmm. I can't remember the name right now, but
I think one guy was like, 5th round or something? I think he might actually outperform his draft position.
It's possible.
Because I think he only played part of the year and then he quit. And then focused on getting ready for the draft.
I don't remember that. Honestly, blocked it out. We did not do well last year.
No.
But that's okay. You know what? Because I'm a Husker fan and I'm going to cheer no matter what. Just like you were a Chiefs fan. And you cheered when they sucked,
some lean years.
Right?
Gone through some lean years.
You used to cheer for Alex Smith.
Hey, we went to the playoffs with Alex Smith every year but one.
Didn't he choke every time?
I cheered for Alex Smith every year but one. Or every year. There was no but.
But one.
No. There was no but.
All of them?
Hey, every year he led us to a winning record. And every year but one, we went to the playoffs with them.
What do you think it is in humans that, like, we want to cheer for a team? We're very tribal.
Competitive spirit. Tribalism.
Tribalism.
Big word. Yeah.
Like, I'm a chief. I cheer for Chiefs. Fuck that other clan.
It's the competitive nature. You know, like...
But why
same reason why we go to war.
Fuck the other
Fundamentally,
people.
I think it's the same reason we go to war. Yeah. You know, like the difference is I cheer for this team, you cheer for that team. But I think it is... when you go to war, you know, you're fighting for where you live, right?
Depends on the war.
But yeah, more or less, like I somebody's invading us.
Yeah.
Or we're gonna invade them. We're, not me. We're.
Yeah. Our.
You like a team because
our homeland.
Probably because it's closer to you. Not everybody. Oftentimes you'll find that people that cheer for a team that's away,
or it's
probably
like
our transplant family sort of
family thing usually.
Yeah.
Tribalism.
But yeah, it's tribalism. This is an area I like and I want to represent and I respect and I want to root for.
So,
same reason you go to war.
Yeah. So does that mean to make peace, not war, we have to get rid of competitive sports?
No. Because you need that outlet. Otherwise, there'll be more war.
Yeah, that's true. No more war, only competitive sports.
Correct.
All right. Derrick, I think we might be onto something here.
Yeah. Sports, not war.
Sports, not war. All right. Well.
Sports
wars. Welcome to Sports Wars with Trash Talk Omaha. I think we've had a really good conversation tonight. A little sports heavy in the back end, but that's okay.
Hey.
Go ahead and send us your emails at trashtalkomaha@gmail.com. It's probably the third time I've said it tonight.
Do you support Scott Frost or do you not support Scott Frost?
I would like to know what people are thinking about all this.
You feeling frosty?
Or do you think Mahomes is going to win another Super Bowl? Let us know. Write us
We'll win
in.
another one. Come fight me.
This year?
Fight me.
Let us know.
Bitch.
All right. Well, this has been great. Derrick, thanks for joining.
Fuck you, Grape.
Fuck you, great. Good night, Omaha.
God bless.
Trashy.